Yo, what's good, y'all? We are back with another video. Yes, I'm still fried, gang. It's we trying to hit all these videos in one day, so I'm pushing through it for y'all. This is the most painful prison deaths ever. So we're gonna go ahead and get into the video, man. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment. We are almost at 1,000 subs, man. Thank you. Let's hit it. Let's get into the video.
Teeth. You get booked into prison, and the air feels heavier the second that steel door slams shut behind you.
I need to stop cussing, my bad.
Come off, but all eyes are still on you.
I'm
look left to
knocking
right,
stuff over,
only to see inmates sizing you up like wolves around a wounded deer.
Yo, what are you doing here? How did he get out the cell, gang?
Purely fresh meat. From getting shoved in chow lines to getting tripped in the showers, you quickly find out that in prison, showing weakness is an invitation to getting beat up.
Bro, did he get your thirsty ass on, man?
Push-ups until your chest is on fire, and burpees until your vision blurs. Anything heavy that you can get your hands on, you quickly start lifting. As usual, the fights keep on coming. But for once, you finally win.
I was going to say no.
People know your name. Inmates begin nodding at you in the yard. Gangs start sending some of their guys to your cell not to beat you up, but to rather invite you to their group.
You strong. We could use your muscles. How do you draw a body backwards? What the
As usual, you stay solo, but the respect...
Them niggas are retarded in there, I'm sorry.
And everybody recognizes it. It wasn't easy, but you've finally climbed the ranks of approval inside of the prison. One night, you come back to your cell, and you can't help but to feel that something's off. You look inside, only to find a scrawny newcomer sprawled out on the top of the bed. Your bed. You've been locked up long enough to know that what this man is doing is one of the biggest signs of disrespect in the prison, but the man seems ignorant to the culture. He's half asleep with his head on your pillow, like he owns the place.
Hey. Hey, wake up.
Huh? Can't you see that I'm trying to catch some sleep?
Get the off my bed.
Man, it's too early for this. Just...
Oh, nah, your ass tripping. If the nigga is that big and you this skinny, man, you better listen to this, man. I ain't gonna lie, you tweaking, bro.
Buzz off.
Everyone's watching. This is the
Buzz off. It's crazy.
Months, and you become enraged to a point where you finally decide enough's enough. You grab the scrawny man and rip him off your bunk bed, slamming him down to the floor in an instant. Without wasting a second, you begin swinging at him like it's no man's business.
Mixing this shit.
Inmates rush out from their cells and form a crowd between the two of you, excited to see the fight take place. Your fists connect over and over, and cheers erupt around you from all types of prisoners.
He's sliding his ass.
Tight headlock, with your muscles bulging. He's flailing aimlessly, with snot and tears dripping from his eyes and nose. Gang leaders begin placing bets on who'll win the fight for fun, but it's obvious. You're winning easily. And then, it happens. A pain so sharp and blinding that it doesn't feel real.
He stabbed you.
You really don't want to look, but you look anyways in pure disbelief. It wasn't just a gut feeling, your brain was right. The dude is literally biting your nose.
Wait, what?
Like a banshee. It's a sound you can't even recognize coming from yourself. But right now, you don't care. You begin to claw, punch, and bash on him. Unfortunately, however, you only find that the more you hit him, the harder the bite becomes. When you start to feel tissue rip, your punches turn into desperate pleas for him to stop. He doesn't listen. The crowd isn't cheering anymore, and even the veterans look sick.
Oh my God, look at their face. You
begin begging for the guards to intervene, but by the time they rush in and rip him off you, it's too late. You're found convulsing.
What you mean? It's too late. This nigga died from getting his dick bit off? Gang. I didn't know there was this level of evil in the world. And that's gay as fuck, Matt, to mind you. The only time that is an acceptable option is if he's trying to rape you. He's that much bigger than you. But if he just whooping your ass in a fight, bruh, that's kind of crazy. Damn. And he gonna get charged with that too. He gonna have to do some more time for that. That's tough.
With life-threatening injuries.
Did he live?
Does their absolute best to save you, but You're broken in a way that can't be undone. This incident took place in Ghana during 2021. Both individuals got into an altercation that led to this shamelessly terrifying fight. The suspect that committed the crime was taken to court again, where he'd received judgment for his attack.
Yeah, you're gonna get more
Always
time.
remember to protect your jewels.
Did he
The
live?
freezer incident. On January 12th, a 33-year-old man would be taken to the Walker County Jail, confused, malnourished, and sick. His cousin had called for help, hoping that the police would bring an ambulance and give him medical assistance. However, the sheriff's deputies arrived to the scene first, and they reported that the man brandished a weapon and let off a round towards the officers before running into a forest. When they finally apprehended him, he was seen to be malnourished and in a state of total delirium, with his only comments being incoherent babbles about portals in hell. Instead of taking the man to the hospital, the officers would
That nigga
lock
was
him
on
in a
some
cold-looking
shrooms.
cell and remove his clothes for whatever reason.
With some
The moment
acid.
the door clanged shut, the cold began eating at him. It seeped into his bones, turned his skin to goose flesh, and made his teeth chatter until his jaw ached. Each breath fogged in the air like it was Christmas night, and the man began shivering.
Is this shit smeared on his head? Or is this supposed to be his hair? Is this like mud or dirt or shit? I don't.
So violently that it hurt. An officer would state that this treatment was fitting, since the man fired a weapon at the officers. Some other jailers even said that the cops should have just fired at him, instead of bringing him back to the jail alive. Days passed without food,
Damn.
warmth, or medical treatment for his mental state, until one day he was finally taken out of the
Bro is
cell.
clearly out of his mind.
However, it would be for anything but a good reason. Despite being in a freezing cold cell with temperatures that dropped below 30 degrees for nearly a week, officers still thought that these conditions were too comfortable for him. To the man's complete horror, they wanted to lock him in the jail's kitchen freezer. They would rip him out of his cell and tase him so violently that he'd lose his dentures in the process. With his wrists and ankles shackled, they would throw the man in a metal restraint chair, tie him down, and leave him in the freezer.
God
The air
damn.
inside was biting. Any ounce of heat
And that's how he
he'd
died?
contained before was sapped instantly. His body burned with fever, then chilled again, as if it couldn't decide whether to fight or surrender. The hum of the refrigeration unit filled the silence. His fingers stiffened, his lips turned blue, and the man froze with every second in that chair, feeling like hours. When they
Damn,
moved
bro.
him back to the holding cell, the floor was littered with trash. He lay there motionless, ribs showing, breath shallow.
Oh my
A
God.
nurse appeared briefly, stood at the doorway, then turned off the light and left him in darkness. Guards passed his cell, some stopping to look, others just walking by. Not one brought him clothes. After enduring 2 weeks of pure horror, the officers took him to a hospital. A human's normal body temp is supposed to be about 98.6 degrees Fahrenheit.
Right.
But when they brought him in, he was only breathing 2 breaths per minute with a pulse that was nearly non-existent, and his body temperature shockingly read 72 degrees Fahrenheit.
Damn.
Doctors tried to warm him up and did their absolute best to push his body back from the edge, but sadly enough, it was too late. In the official
Damn.
report, officers would lie and say that he was completely fine when he left the jail, and that hypothermia is what caused this outcome. But in truth, they froze him alive. Thankfully, 10 jail staff members would all be tried and charged in relation to this incident. Let situations like these encourage you
I hope
to
they
know
got
the law
death.
and
I
your
hope they got
rights as a
life.
Civilian well. And
Death
also,
penalty.
let it serve as a reminder for people like you and I to refuse to look the other way whenever those in power treat humans with cruelty.
That's crazy, bro.
Napalm. First, you do
Napalm.
enough favors from other prisoners for them to buy you some peanut butter from the commissary. Then you eat up the peanut butter and lick the jar clean and keep it concealed. After that, you steal some sugar from the jail's kitchen and strong cleaning materials like bleach or ammonia. Once you've got all your materials, head back to the kitchen and bribe the prisoner working kitchen duty to have access to stove and pots inside. Then, quickly cook yourself some boiling hot water and slowly pour it into your peanut butter jar so that it doesn't melt and warp the container. Finally, sneak the boiling hot water back to your cell and mix the rest of your ingredients inside of it. And when you see your enemy sitting down to eat his lunch, attack.
Oh
This
my
concoction
God.
is called prison napalm, and it's one of the most dangerous yet common weapons used within US prisons. This horrific
Oh, I've heard about that in one of Bill Feasy's stories, where he talked about he didn't use that shit, but he put like some shaving cream, mixed it with bleach or some other shit like that with some hot water, and he throw it on somebody and it makes their skin fall off.
just splashes onto you and sticks to your skin while burning the living hell out of your body. It's difficult to get off, and it keeps on burning you long after the attack is over because of its stickiness. Hence why it's called prison napalm. In August 2013, a 24-year-old man would be sentenced to 20 years of prison for mistakenly targeting an innocent young girl in an act of violence that would tragically be the cause of her passing.
Wow.
With the community absolutely enraged about this.
Only 20
people
years,
outside of
though?
the prison would put a $13,000 bounty on his head for the prisoners to deal away with him.
Oh, yeah, they gonna get his
After a
ass.
series of unsuccessful attacks, the man would be placed in a protection
13K
cell with
is
other inmates.
too much for a nigga in jail. They gonna get his
Around
ass.
11 p.m., the man would prepare to go to bed when one of the inmates in the cell quickly pinned him down to the floor, while the other magically revealed a steaming hot concoction of, yep, you guessed it, prison napalm. What makes this case terrifying is that the men didn't just throw and splash the napalm on him, like how it's normally supposed to be used. They began slowly pouring the boiling hot liquid down his throat.
Oh!
To the man's internals.
Oh my
The
god!
rest of it on his face, eyes, lips, and ears.
Oh my god!
But upon glimpse of the man, they would report that he bared a horrifyingly similar resemblance to a real-life zombie.
Holy fuck! Dude. Wow. Imagine being one of those cops and seeing that. Wow.
So, with that being said, stay in school,
Damn.
follow your passions, and please, for the love of all that's good, don't end up in jail.
Please.
Have a happy day.
Nigga just showed us the most gruesome shit and said have a happy day. Oh my goodness. Y'all, those is crazy. We gonna tune into more bros videos. Y'all drop in the comments how y'all feel about that. Which one did y'all think was the worst? I don't know, man. That last one was crazy. I don't know. I'm gonna catch y'all next video. I'm out.